So hey, hi, it's Paul Hoover from Stillwater Vineyards. Well, this is my first of a new idea called This Week in the Vineyard. So what I'm really excited about is it's springtime. And normally I'm doing this tour to you, with you in the vineyard. So this week we're gonna start something new and I'm gonna try to do a posting of it. So behind me, one of my favorite times of the year, springtime. The flowers are just starting to bloom all over. We'll have irises and tulips and the birds, if you can hear them in the background. This is when all the birds are nesting, and besides harvest, probably one of my most favorite times of the year. So come on, let's go on our walk. So the entrance that awaits you when we're gonna be open again, which someday will happen, all the wildflowers starting to bloom here at the entrance. All of there's pushing of bulbs. So the tulips and the gladiolas all coming up. And as you see behind me, that's our Petite Syrah, and I'm gonna talk about it in more detail in a minute. It's just starting what we call bud break. So this will continue to bloom and bloom here for the next month or so. Here's the koi pond, another evolution all the time. Very first water lily. And what the koi are most excited about is as those lily pads come up, it gives them protection. So their buddies, the egrets, don't come and bother them all day long. So the koi pond is in this beautiful transition of starting to bloom. And you can see the koi. And we actually have some baby koi this year, which is exciting. So this is the koi pond. You'll watch this change every week. It'll get fuller and fuller. Well, now we're out where I spend most of my time, which is in the vineyard. So we're just in the middle of what we refer to as bud break. So these buds will now push a shoot, which is what you see here. And we've pruned this vine to actually have a very specific number of buds. And right here, if you notice where this is right here, that's actually the beginning of a wine grape flower. And there is very typically 2 flowers per shoot, 42 shoots per vine. You know, that makes it X amount of wine that we're trying to make. So anyway, right now this looks good. Yeah, cover crop. Organic matter for the vineyard. We use barley because it's beneficial and tough. We're also choking out any noxious weeds that with this, you see how thick that is? Taylor will scan down there. With how thick that is, it prevents the weeds from growing up. So this is an organic method of weed abatement, and especially in a year like this when we can get this big, beautiful cover crop to protect the ground. We can actually get a double benefit this year. We will mow this barley and these seeds will potentially seed next year without having to buy seeds. I just heard a dove fly off into the back of the vineyard. The other benefit of us leaving these seeds in the middle of the rows, the migratory birds like dove will come and actually eat this. So pretty excited that I don't have to mow this right now. Every day I check it to see if the seeds have developed. We're not quite there yet, but we will mow this cover crop and when it gets to be about that high. Chute thinning is what's coming up next week. It's too soon for us to shoot thin, but here's an example of a little shoot that came out on the bottom, not where we want it. A very easy time for us to just break that shoot off, and that's why we'll have to do that very timely. And so there's another one over here that's in the wrong spot. So there's 50,000 grapevines on this ranch, and within the next month we will go through and shoot thin, and there's another one. And we have to do that very timely because as they harden up, you can't do that with your hands. But that's chute thinning, next big thing that's happening.